Let's take a look at the philosophy to draw this part. And we've had a good start here, and the important thing here is the position of the axis. It's very important that this axis be positioned right here in the center. We're going to start drawing the little web now. Let's draw on this sketch plane. And for the web, because we've chosen our axis system in such a great location, we can simply start at the axis and move out, and then move down at whatever the angle is. We'll pick up the perpendicularity here. We'll come up, we'll pick up the parallelism. We'll come across all the way to the axis again, and then up. Okay? Now, of course, we're going to need to put some dimensions on here. So we're going to turn our snap off, and we're just going to control pick some of these surfaces and make a coincidence. There we go. So now those two are set, and you know where this lies in its angle. That's all for you to dimension yourself. But the dimension for this is given in the drawing, so it's really easy to pick that now and add that in. And the dimension for this is also given in the drawing from here to here. Okay, and of course you'd have to define your angle and everything. So now we'll get out a sketcher, we'll make a pad, and we're going to drag it out a little bit here, and we'll use the mirrored extent. There we go. So now we're coming along pretty well on this part. The actual dimensions you'll have to make yourself. We're going to go to Sketcher, and we'll sketch on this surface. And on this surface, we know that we're going to need a circle. We're going to come out here, and we're going to draw a circle that's going to be rather large. Okay, we already picked up the axis, and we would put a dimension on there. And where it goes this way is going to be dimensioned according to the drawing from this edge. So we'll do a dimension from there to there, and that would set that. Okay, then we would come out of Sketcher, and let's make a pad. And we're going to say this is going to be the larger of the pads, and it's going to have to be, it'll go up, and then limit 2 is going to be up to plane. Limit 2 comes up to this plane. And we'll pull limit 1 down a little bit. There you go. That's the larger of the two. And then we'll go to the bottom, and let's draw on this sketch plane. And let's draw another pad. And we'll draw it obviously off, because what I like to do is draw them a little bit off, and then control pick, and then use my concentricity option to pull it back to the center. Okay, and then let's put a little bit bigger there, and then this is the smaller pad that comes out the bottom. We'll make a little pad on it, say OK. Now we're ready to put a hole all the way through this, and if we're clever about it, we could make it a counterbore hole. So instead of making a series of pockets, we always prefer, and for the type here, instead of simple, we're going to choose counterboard. And let's see how we're looking here. Let's do the diameter of the counterbore to be a lot bigger. It would have to be whatever the dimension is that's given, and the depth a little bit bigger. There we go. And we'll say OK. So there you get the idea. This part is virtually done now. There is another issue that typically comes up with how the fillets are done around here. And if you look in the drawing, you will see that the fillet, this one here, makes this lip come up. And if you double click it and then you pick this edge here, you'll see that that's exactly the way that fillet is supposed to look. The ones on the other sides are no problem at all. Then we'll come around here, we'll double click this, pick that, and say OK. And I believe the rest of the part is very simple to do.